right, everyone, welcome into episode 198 of Two Country, Two Americas All Sports. I'm Nick Hill, live as always from Chattanooga, Tennessee of the United States. Joining me from the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex is Gus Amzelli. And Gus, you have had quite a fun day exploring one of our favorite punching bags stadiums.
Oh, yeah. Now, first of all, I have to appreciate all the people that I met today at the Arlington Sports Complex that involves the Globe Life Field, the home of the Texas Rangers, and of course, where my scenario is showing the AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys, and definitely I'm going to talk about all of the things that I did there and the fun that I made of their fans because, you know, as you point out perfectly when we were off the air, Dallas Cowboys are the punching bag of the NFL and, you know, had quite an amazing day. Also, I want to give a big shout out first to PA announcer of the Texas Rangers, Chuck Morgan, legendary Chuck Morgan. He hosted me really great. We even did a video for my team, Rio Bronco. We posted on the Rio Bronco social media pages. We're all fun. I mean, he was a great guy and somebody that really are a legendary figure in the Dallas area. And he hosted me with so much grace and we appreciate it. But let's talk sports. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, let's talk some sports. And we do have to start off with a bit of heartbreak here with our Vols. And, you know, it's a weird feeling, right? Because, yes, the finish of that game was heartbreaking. If you didn't see the Georgia-Tennessee game, you missed the best game of the year so far. I mean, it was an absolute epic, an instant classic, one of the craziest Tennessee games I've watched. It's right up there, I think, with the 22 Bama game in terms of the insanity of the game. Unfortunately, though, Gus, we were on the losing side of it this time. And basically, I forget who told me this. This is like the 2022 Bama game if we had missed a field goal at the end and then lost in overtime. So, I mean, you know, on the one hand, Gus, and, you know, I don't know really where you want to start with analyzing this game because obviously, you know, everyone's focused on the kick at the end, right? Because
first of all, let's talk about Joey Aguilar first half. We have to talk about that.
I mean, the whole game, like he
no. But look at the stats in the first half. It's insane.
I mean, he hit his first 14 passes in a row.
It's insane. Like, if there were any Tennessee fans who are like, I don't know, I don't trust Joey Aguilar. Maybe Nico. After that first half, if somebody had that thought, I would have maybe asked to go be psychiatric evaluated.
I mean, yeah, like, look, and to be fair, on this podcast, we were very, very skeptical of Joey Aguilar preseason.
Yeah, we were.
I mean, we ripped.
We were.
And I mean, he's awesome. I mean, there's nothing else to say. He is such an upgrade, man. There is a reason why, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, why a certain coach in Los Angeles no longer has a job. Because he saw this with Joey Aguilar and said, nope, we want another quarterback over him. And now he's out of a job at 0-3, while Joey Aguilar just put up over 40 points on Georgia. You know, I mean, it's just remarkable. I cannot believe Joey Aguilar is this good. Like, it's unbelievable to me that Aguilar is actually this good. Like, he is confident. He's not scared to throw that thing. And his pocket presence is incredible. Like, there was one play where, like, there was a guy coming into the backfield, and he was able to, like, juke him out and then throw to a wide open Mike Matthews down the field. Like, he keeps his eyes downfield. Like, you just feel like there's a chance on every play that he's going to do something crazy. That he's going to do something special. I didn't have this feeling with Nico Imiolava at all. Like, Joey Aguilar is a much better quarterback than Nico. Like, complete night and day difference. And it's just kind of remarkable that he's come in with so little time and is playing this well. You know,
why? Do you know why?
Why?
The one thing in sports, it can be football, it can be basketball, it can be soccer. Nothing stops a player that has something to prove and
Yes,
has the drive to prove it. Nothing stops it.
exactly. Like it's absolutely it's just amazing. Like, and I am so happy for him. And yes, we didn't win this game, but Joey Aguilar, yeah, Joey Aguilar won as much as you possibly can while losing a game. Like Joey Aguilar's stock is so far up, and now everyone is going to be, paying attention to him for the rest of the year as they should. Our receivers looked really good, especially Chris Brazel. I mean, man, he was
Wow.
balling.
That
He
I
was
was texting you during the game. You talk about the 2022 Bama win. That's another thing that remind me of the duo Hooker, Jalen Hyatt, Joey Aguilar, and Chris Brazel was just like that for me.
I mean, and all of them played very well. I mean, we got our tight ends involved as well. Like it, I mean, I have really no complaints with the offense. The running game was solid. Now, okay, let me take that back. The one complaint I have about the offense is at times it did feel like our play kind of got a little conservative, and this goes back to the other side of the ball. Our defense didn't play well in this game. Now, I don't necessarily blame Tim Banks for the performance here because we had a lot of injuries. Like we didn't have our top two cornerbacks. We didn't have Jackson Moy. You know, we were not at full strength, and that really showed, especially with Ty Redmond on the back end, who a lot of people are giving him a lot of flack. I know he gave up 6 catches for over 100 yards in this game. He's a true freshman, and honestly, given that spot, I don't think he did that bad. It was just not an ideal situation for him to be in that particular situation. And you got to give credit to Gunnar Stockton. Like Stockton played far better than I thought he would. Because the first 2 weeks, right, Georgia fans were around saying we can't throw the ball down the field. Gunnar Stockton is not a good quarterback. And then he came in and obviously he looked very, very good and did not look phased by the Neyland crowd. And you got to give him credit. Like that 4th and 8 when they were down 8 points. I mean, that was a perfect throw, an absolutely perfect throw. But even still, right, even with all that, Tennessee had done everything right to win this football game. And then Max Gilbert missed a field goal. And sometimes that's just football, man. Like, and look, and obviously a lot of people are hating on Gilbert. Like, I'm not going to come on here and do that. Yeah, I know no one wanted to make that field goal more than he did. And he just did it. And there's an argument that maybe we should have, ran another play before, especially once we got that penalty. But at the end of the day, right, like when you are an SEC kicker, you got to, that's what you.
And what probably bothers him the most is that literally at OT he made that kick that was probably kind of in the same spot.
Yeah.
There's nothing bothers a player that hey, I made that shot, but I missed the one that counts.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a gut punch. Like this is the most heartbreaking loss to me. You'd probably have to go back to
Oklahoma 2015.
I mean, yeah, Oklahoma 2015. I mean, yeah, I mean it does feel like
Texas A&M 2016.
Or that one. Well, I mean, we were down by 30 in that game, so it was just a miracle we even had a chance at the end.
But
Florida, being there in the swamp in person and seeing us losing the Hail Mary, that sucked. I mean, obviously, 2022 South Carolina, seeing our playoff dreams go to die. I mean, that sucked. But we had the game won, and to see it get ripped away like that, I mean, it's we're going to learn how mentally strong this team is. And if the team is mentally strong, and I trust Josh Heupel to have these guys motivated to play. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't want to be UAB this week. Would not want to be UAB. Tennessee will beat the crap out of them. And I wouldn't want to be in Mississippi State next week either. I think what I hope is with that, the way that game ended, this team should look at that and be like, we can beat anyone in the country. Tennessee can beat anyone in the country. They can play with anyone. This team is way better than we thought they were going to be in the preseason. I thought they were 8-4 in the preseason. This looks like a team that can make it to 10 wins and can win the playoffs or get to the playoffs. Now look at the rest of the schedule, right? You got UAB coming up next week or this week. Gus, is there any reason to be worried about UAB this week? Because UAB is not good. They are one of the worst teams in the American, and I just don't see any reason to be really concerned about them. Miss State next week I think it's definitely concerning in the fact that it's on the road, and Miss State is better than what we thought. And considering how our defense is playing, that could certainly turn into a shootout. In fact, a lot of our games, I think, are going to turn into a shootout. Like Mississippi State could be a shootout, Arkansas could be a shootout, Alabama could be a shootout, because until our defense gets healthy, we are not going to be in the ideal position on that side of football. That's just kind of the way I see things, right? And then you look at November, right? You got Oklahoma coming, and Oklahoma might be the best team in the SEC, potentially. We're going to find out more about them, but I'm really impressed with what I see from them. You've got Vanderbilt, who's in the top 25 now. We'll talk about them here in just a minute. We don't have an easy schedule, but what I will say is I think that Tennessee certainly has a chance. And obviously to make the playoffs, you can only lose one more game from here, more than likely. There's a chance I think you can get there at 9-3, depending on how much chaos goes down. And this already feels like a pretty chaotic season of college football. So there's certainly a chance that Tennessee could get in at 9-3 if necessary. And I'll say this, even though we lost this game, I feel like there's a much higher chance of us making a playoff again than I did this time last week, because this is offense. At least it feels like watching the 22 team again, at least with the offense. Defensively, we've regressed, and part of that is the injuries, but it feels like I'm watching the 22 offense again with Joey Aguilar running the show. And it also confirms to me that quarterback to me was the problem 100% last year. The reason why our offense sucked for a large part of last year is because Nico sucked. That's the whole point. If you put Joey Aguilar in last year's team, that team could have won several playoff games. That team could have been in the Final Four with an actual freaking quarterback. Hold on, you're muted, Gus.
Maybe it'll be competitive against Ohio State. I don't know if any team would beat the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes playoff versions of last year, they were the best team. They were the best team in December.
That's what I don't think we'd beat Ohio State.
But at least it will be competitive, not have the humiliation you saw in person.
Well, what I think would have happened is we wouldn't have lost to Arkansas with Joey, right? And now we got to see how Joey plays on the road here in a few weeks. But if that Joey Aguilar shows up throughout the season, Tennessee is going to have a chance in every single freaking football game they play in. And if we can just get healthier on defense, this is a team that can win 9-10 games. Because let's be real here, in the SEC, who can we definitively say is better right now than Tennessee, right? You got to give the nod to Georgia because they just beat us. But let's be real, Georgia, Tennessee, about the same. Oklahoma, I think, could be better. Texas A&M might be better, but how good is Notre Dame really? And a lot of people would say LSU, but you know what? I'm not really sold on LSU like that. Yeah, I don't know. This game, even though it was heartbreaking, it's made me more excited for the rest of the year because this team's got some juice. I had more fun watching this game Saturday than I did most of the games last year. And that's facts. And granted, we won those games last year, so that's great. But watching those offenses, it just was not fun. It was frustrating. And in retrospect, knowing what happened with the quarterback of that team, it's really infuriating that it feels like we kind of were held back by our quarterback play.
But we can't. But for me, instead of remorsing, kind of going back to the past, I want to move forward to the future because I think I'm very confident with Joey Aguilar. I knew this guy had a drive, and I think that's gonna be it. And first and foremost, shout out to Gustavo Barbudo, my friend and partner, tune in, and he said that's true. We have to prepare something special. The 200th episode,
Yes,
and
two.
also the fourth, celebrating 4 years of this podcast. I mean,
One.
what a remarkable. Also, come here. The birthday boy, Eduardo
Oh
Tomazelli,
yes.
the joined
Hello.
couple of times this
Hello, Eduardo.
podcast.
Happy
Hello,
birthday.
guys. Nick, hello. How are you doing, sir?
Doing
I see the
good, sir.
balls
How are you
behind
doing?
you. I can't hear you, but hopefully you're healing well from the kick miss. What the
Yes,
hell was
yeah.
that?
Hey, we're getting over it. It's fine. We got a long season to go.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure you guys will cover this, but yeah, hopefully the season gets better, man.
oh yeah,
And
no,
happy
we're good.
No, and
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Yeah, first and foremost, happy birthday to you.
Happy
Thank
birthday!
you. Thank you.
Thank you, dude.
All right. Have
Yeah.
fun, guys.
Eduardo Tomazelli, our honorary guest, had a couple of times in our podcast, gave me a little bit of the dessert that they're having, but I had to miss kind of that moment because, we had to do it tonight, the podcast. But back to the game yesterday. I feel like, and I was telling my brother, he was like, oh, the season's over. And I was like, not yet. Because from what I've seen this football season, I don't know, for example, LSU ranked number 3. Are you really, really, really 100% sure LSU is going to be undefeated?
No,
I'm-
God no, they're losing somewhere.
Yeah, they're losing somewhere. They should have lost to Florida.
Yeah.
Texas. They look very boring and uninspired against UTEP. Are you
Yes.
saying Texas is going to be only a one-loss team?
No, they got to go to Georgia.
Yeah, so I'm not worried about it. I mean, and with this new format, you can lose one. You can even lose twice and get in.
Exactly. Ohio State lost 2 games last year. They lost to Michigan in a heartbreaker at home and still came back and won the Natty. Look, yes, it sucks that we lost the way we did, but we got a lot. Everything is still ahead of us. So no reason to be down on this team. I trust Heupel. I trust the staff. We just got to get healthy on defense. I hope to see a bit more aggression in certain moments moving forward. Like, don't do free runs after a sack fumble, which is really my main offensive play calling complaint in this game. Why did we not take a shot, when we were up 35-30 and on the verge of field goal range, right? We should have taken a shot to try to get up by 2 possessions. But I felt like we kind of chickened out there a little bit, and that left the door open for Georgia. So in the future, I want to see more aggression in those situations. But in any case, outside of that, I think that overall, like, this game made me more excited for the rest of the season, even with the heartbreak. So,
For sure. And from what I've seen, I watch LSU in person. I've been watching a lot of college football, and I'll tell you, after what I saw at Baton Rouge, I'm 100% positive Tennessee is going to make the college football playoff. And moving forward, kind of, because we have a lot of things to talk about. Before talking about the game in Indiana, I want to real quick talk about LSU Florida, because I didn't watch the game. From what I see and what I read, it was really a bigger version of what I saw in that Louisiana Tech game. Uninspired team, silly mistakes, and Brian Kelly has a lot of. He had. I don't know if you saw it. I should have put it here. That press conference with the media, he was mad.
Yeah, I heard that. I haven't watched it, but I heard about it. He had to apologize for the tirade.
He went on. Are you satisfied? I'm gonna find.
Brian Kelly.
I will.
Look, this is the thing about Brian Kelly, though. I feel like he's just such an angry person. And I don't think I would be very happy with him as my head coach. I just feel like he would annoy the crap out of me. And knowing his notoriety and past, that doesn't make me feel any better about having Brian Kelly as my head coach. But let's be real here. They didn't win because of that offense. Let's put the best bed the whole Garrett Nussmeier is Joe Burrow. Garrett Nussmeier is nowhere close to 2019 Joe Burrow. Like, it's ridiculous. All right, play this clip, Gus.
You love these immediate post game sessions, but what are you seeing with your offense?
Stop. Really? Is that the first question? We won the game 20-10. Try another question. We played the game to win the game.
All right. How about third down then? What is going on with third down?
It's one game. Last game, we were great on third down. You're looking at this from the wrong perspective. LSU won the football game, won the game. I don't know what you want from me. What do you want? You want us to win 70-0 against Florida to keep you happy?
No, I think people want to know why you can't run the ball, quite honestly.
We can run the ball. Did you see the last play of the game? That's all you need. You just need one. There's some ridiculous questions. And I'm getting tired of it.
Brian in the back.
Well, Brian, when you're playing like Alabama or Georgia or better teams down the road, your offense is going to need to be a little bit better, sir. Because all you've done this year is you've beaten a 1-2 Clemson team. And you've beaten 1-2 Florida. You have beaten no one.
They play sloppy against Louisiana Tech. I was there. I stayed to the whole game. Unlike a lot of LSU fans who left by the third quarter, I stayed throughout the whole game because I wanted to watch how uninspired his team is. But that's why I understand. I truly understand the reporter question, because he's probably angry or a little bit unsatisfied the way LSU's performance at home. And, I get him. And I don't get.
Gus, did you watch the game, though?
The Florida, no, because I was in another game.
Of course, you know what I'm referencing there, though, right, Gus? Did you watch the game?
Oh my God, that's true. Oh my God. I don't know why that clip didn't went viral. I guess because, it was a COVID year. The press conferences were weird, but that was kind of that version of, did you watch the game?
Yeah, that was the moment I'm like, yeah, I'm out in this guy. I'm out on cornbread. Like, this dude's an absolute clown show of a head coach. But in any case, but on the other side, though, GJ Lagway. Okay, someone explain to me why we were talking about GJ Lagway as a Heisman contender preseason, like with all the analysts and stuff. Like, this dude is terrible. He's a worse version of Anthony Richardson, which is absolutely crazy to see. Like, being 5 interceptions in one game is truly horrific. And now if you're Florida, you're 1-2 now. You're going to go to a top 5 Miami team this week. The whole season's going to fall apart for Florida at this point. I mean, this is legitimately worst case scenario for Billy Napier. I mean, it's more than over. It's so over for Billy Napier in Florida. Like, this offense is a disaster, Gus, for Florida.
I mean, I've been telling all along, that season of Billy Napier is a 2017 Tennessee football season. Exactly like that.
Yeah, that's what exactly it feels like. Like, Florida is where Tennessee was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Not a fun place to be.
And they're going to get and look at that brutal schedule now, because they're playing 3 teams. I mean, 4 teams out of those 4, I might only see them upsetting Texas. I might.
Yeah, Texas. God, that game's going to be just hard to watch.
Yeah, but I don't see them losing to Miami, and I don't see them losing to Texas A&M. I don't see them winning Miami, and I don't see them winning Texas A&M.
At this point, I don't know if they're going to beat Mississippi State. They're not beating Georgia. They're not beating Ole Miss. And I hope by the time they get to Tennessee, they've quit.
I think Billy Napier is going to get fired after the Georgia game.
Yeah. Hyper, Josh, if you ever come across this podcast, there is zero excuse for losing in the swamp this year. This needs to be the year. Zero excuse. We need to win in the swamp this year. I mean, like, for 3 weeks, Tennessee is in every category a better team than Florida. Like, Florida actually has a pretty good defense. I'll give them that. But otherwise, Florida has no offense. There is zero reason that Tennessee should go into Florida scared. Tennessee should go in there and get a win. It's time. It's time. We have gone in there and lost to too many bad Florida teams. this has to be the time. So that is after what I have seen so far, I think we can beat Florida. And I think we should beat Florida. We should be favored over them. But in any case, that's still over 2 months away. So we'll see where we are by that point and where they are by that point. But that's just the way I feel right now when it comes to the Tennessee-Florida game in November. That is a critical game for Josh Heupel. Okay, so back up to South Bend because, man, what a freaking game this was. Texas A&M at Notre Dame, back and forth, high-scoring game, which I bet the under in this game. Like, I thought it was going to be a defensive slugfest, and that's not how it turned out to be at all. And, hey, I got to give Marcel Reed credit. That dude has gotten so much better as a passer. And it's still a dynamic runner. Like, Marcel Reed is who we thought Lenore Sellers was going to be this year for South Carolina. Like, Marcel Reed is legit. And that Texas A&M and Mike Elko, like, that is a game that Texas A&M normally loses.
Yeah.
But found a way to get done.
Yeah, like in the previous era, in previous eras where Texas A&M even had the #1 recruiting class, that game Texas A&M would have lost. With Jimbo Fisher, I bet they would have lost. But Mike Elko, what I like about him, he had to step in after a disastrous tenure of the previous coach, Jimbo Fisher, and it's hard to. What Mike Elko is kind of like Josh Heupel, but way harder because Mike Elko had to replace a coach that won national championships, that came to Texas A&M as a savior and failed. Josh Heupel replaced the defensive coordinator for Alabama that hasn't been a head coach anywhere. So how hard for him was it? And he's done a tremendous job.
Right. And then on the opposite end here for Freeman up at Notre Dame, coming off a national title appearance, and now you're 0-2. And again, we have to remember Notre Dame is not in a conference. And this is where not being in a conference is a disaster for them because they got to win out. The rest of their schedule is not that difficult outside of USC. They get Boise State, but Boise State's not as good as they were. You go to Arkansas, which could be tricky. But Notre Dame can't lose again. Realistically, if they lose again, they're done. They're going to have to run the table like they did last year. And of course, obviously when they lost to Northern Illinois, they lost all room for error and they were able to do it. So, I would contend though, 2 losses to Miami and Texas A&M are not as bad combined as one loss against Notre Dame. And shout out to my friend Tess. She says, hello. Very nervous for my Crimson Tide this season. Well, Bama, they've gotten it together the last 2 weeks against some weaker opponents. Obviously, big test coming up next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend at Georgia. So we'll see if Alabama has been able to if Alabama has learned their lessons from the Florida State debacle in week 1. So, and obviously next week we'll talk way more about Alabama, Georgia, because that's going to be that's a massive game for both teams next week. But we'll go into that.
Because, yeah, of course, we're going to talk about that, but probably Kirby Smart is thinking about that because the way he spoke after the Tennessee game, he looked concerned because he was praising. When you praise the opposite team too much, you're trying to send a message.
Yeah, Georgia effectively lost at Tennessee. We just missed the kick. Georgia got outplayed. Excuse me. Georgia basically got outplayed by Tennessee, and they got lucky. They got lucky and won the game. And, yeah, Tess, I know it was crazy, and for me, very heartbreaking. But in Georgia, Alabama, I expect will also be a crazy game because I expect Alabama to play better than they did against Florida State. To me, I think Bama just wasn't ready for Florida State. I think they'll be more prepared for Georgia than they were for Florida State. And in Georgia as well, for us, we can't beat Georgia for whatever reason. Georgia has not been able to beat Alabama outside of the 21 national title game. Kirby Smart is 1-9 against Alabama.
If I was Kirby Smart, I will move that game to the north because when they play in the south, they lose. When they play in the north, they won. They win.
They had to go to Indianapolis for
Georgia. Yeah, they have to go to Indy.
So He hasn't beaten them in Athens. He hasn't beaten them in well, actually, I don't think Kirby's even played Alabama in Athens, if I'm not mistaken, because Georgia and Alabama have only really played in Tuscaloosa.
And in Atlanta. Only I think Tuscaloosa and Atlanta.
Yeah. So this is gonna be the first time Kirby's will have hosted Alabama, and I expect obviously the Georgia crowd to be absolutely crazy for that game. Because for Georgia, right, like Alabama is your Super Bowl, right? Because like that's the program that you have struggled to beat over time. So, it's kind of weird right now because it feels like Tennessee's over Bama, Bama's over Georgia, and then Georgia's over Tennessee. Like it's kind of a weird triangle right now between these three programs. So, in any case, all of those games are going to be absolutely insane. But yeah, but going back to Notre Dame, you don't play in a conference. These are the consequences, right? Like, I mean, if you win out, you get to be in the playoffs. But if you slip up even one time,
do you know who is looking at Notre Dame situation right now and being like, well, look who needs my help again. Who, Nick?
The ACC.
The ACC commissioner will be like, well, look who needs my help again. I bailed you out in 2020, and I let you leave. This time, if I am ACC and Notre Dame came crying, I'll be like, you have to sign like a 50-year grant of rights. Or something like that.
Well, I heard that, there is rumors that Notre Dame is exploring the Big Ten or the SEC as they get further down.
I wouldn't accept if I was the SEC, to be honest.
I wouldn't mind them in the SEC.
But it doesn't fit the static. I mean, the Big Ten, I get it. They have a way presence in the North with Illinois, Northwestern, Wisconsin.
I mean, Notre Dame would be perfect, right? Because USC's in the Big Ten, Michigan's in the Big Ten. Ohio State's been epic the past couple of years.
But I think if Notre Dame wins the SEC, then literally no more static geographic. Then it's the ultimate. Like, I don't see the SEC. I don't see Notre Dame going to the SEC. I just don't. I mean, I see in the ACC. I see in the Big Ten. I just don't see it in the SEC.
I mean, that certainly is a fair point. It would be embarrassing if Notre Dame came in and won it.
Do you know what would be interesting about the Big Ten? Who is the same TV partner of the Big Ten and Notre Dame?
Well, I mean,
who is it?
NBC.
NBC. So the NBC chairman get to a room with Notre Dame and the Big Ten. Be like, please, guys, just make the deal work. Would be good for us. We'll unite the two things we have in our network. Will make it so much easier. The NBC chairman should just get involved and just get it done.
Yes. I mean, think about Notre Dame USC being like a conference. Imagine having Michigan, Ohio State, and Notre Dame USC both playing into Big Ten title races on Thanksgiving weekend. I mean, wouldn't that be epic?
Yes, but maybe finally, they're going to learn their lesson this year. I'm just loving it. They're, getting screwed. I mean, they're the first team in the 21st century to be ranked after a 0-2 start, which is
insane.
It's insane, to be honest.
South Florida is not ranked, but Notre Dame is. Like, come on, give me a break. I mean,
and South Florida just lost to a top 5 team of Miami.
Yeah, like I get that got blown out, but like with South Florida, like come on now, like I mean, was not blowing out Boise State and then beating Florida on the road enough? Like, come on. It's ridiculous. An absolutely insane argument. But for Notre Dame, get in a conference.
Get in, for the love of God. For the love of God. And shout out to my big friend, the best nutritionist in the world, Gabriel Piccolo, saying congratulations for my podcast. I miss you too. I'll be back in Americana in about 12 days, enjoying my U.S. time. But back to what we're saying. I mean, they're going to finally learn their lesson. They're going to make them even more learn about the lesson if they went undefeated until the end of the season and stay out of it because of those 2 losses. Then they will truly learn their lesson. then
Well,
it's time to.
yes, if they make it to 10-2, they're in the playoffs.
You know what's hard? I can see that. I can see. You know what makes me really angry right now? If they did that, they'll be like, "Okay, Notre Dame, there's no consequences for you. You're just a big brand that we somehow love to put in. That we let you be the special. No, if you're like their special program. No, they can
Yeah.
be independent. They can have a 2-loss and get in. I mean, come on, just put Notre Dame in the 21st century college football and stop them making feel special.
But you know who else is independent, right? Is Connecticut, and no one.
Yeah, because oh my God, they make such an impact in the college football world. And in basketball, are they independent in basketball?
No.
Are they independent? No, because in basketball you have to be in a conference to get in.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh yes, anti-Notre Dame.
Come on. I
Yeah,
mean, I hate that the system that makes Notre Dame like in a bubble. That they can be independent. I mean, they can get in. I mean, come on. We're not in the 1990s anymore. We're not in the 1980s anymore. We are in the 21st century college football with the 12-team playoffs where it's vital to be in a conference because it just makes sense. Stop, creating this scenarios and weirdness.
Yes, exactly. We love to see it. I'll agree with
Sorry
that.
about my rant. I just tired of the system enabling like all those committees and they are enablers of this stuck in the past Notre Dame system.
Yes, I cannot agree more. Absolutely. Put Notre Dame in a conference, please. For college.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious if I don't know if you're live on TikTok, but I would imagine if Notre Dame fans could hear me out there. I wonder what is the counter argument.
I have beef with some Notre Dame fans because I was trashing them all last season, and then they went all the way to the national title game and they started calling me an idiot. So
I'm gonna create a TikTok just to put my rant about Notre Dame. That's all. Yeah. Not all. I don't need other. Just that.
Yeah, you have got to bait the Notre Dame fans. Now, another fan base we should try to bait here in the state that you're in, Gus, the Texas Longhorns or the Texas Shorthorns, I should call.
First of all, they were rude to me on Friday. They were rude to me on Friday.
Really?
They were rude to me. I provoked them. I did that in their stadium. I did that in front of their stadium. But they were rude to me.
Oh yes.
They were. I mean, I was just there for 10 minutes in Austin. I just want to take a effing picture inside their stadium. That's all. I didn't want to tour. I didn't want to see Arch Manning. I just didn't want to. I want to take one picture inside. And you cannot go in, sir. Oh, sir, you cannot go in. Okay, fine. Take that. I did that in front of their students. I want to provoke them because they were rude to me, and I was rude. I knew they would have. I mean, for them to lose at UTEP would have to be a disaster, but maybe I jinxed them. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's pretty bad because, like, literally, during halftime of Georgia Tennessee, I turned it over to the Texas game, and they were booing Arch. They were booing.
Yeah, I jinxed Arch. Because they were rude to me. I'm definitely. I used to be like kind of favorable to Texas Longhorns, and kind of no. I want them to lose all their games. I want them to be, because they were rude to me.
I mean, that's rude. The thing. Texas fans are just super arrogant. Like they came.
No, not only fans. Their personnel, the people that work in their stadium.
Like they came into the SEC a year ago, and they think that we are the most special program in the SEC. We're the biggest brand in the SEC. I'm like, bro, you just got here. Sit down.
I shout from my car when I was about to leave. Hey, fake UT, go F yourself.
Yeah, seriously though, like Texas, you got to earn respect, right? And like, I know they made the SEC championship game last year. You know what? You still didn't win. You have a quarter of all the SEC all-time losses to Ohio State, and you've had 2 of those losses in the past year. And Arch Manning, arguably the greatest quarterback prospect that we've ever seen, he can't complete a pass against UTEP. Like this dude had like 5 completions at halftime against UTEP. I mean, it is absolutely absurd just how disappointing Arch Manning is so far this year. And as they head into tougher competition, I don't know if this offense is gonna come to life. Like you expect it to come to life with the talent that they have, like Ryan Wingo, for example, and Contavious Windsor in the backfield. Like you expect Texas to be really good, but there's something that ain't working. Like I don't think Ark's that good of a passer, to be honest with you. And honestly, Sark, the play calling still doesn't impress me. I'm sorry. Like people say like Sark is an offensive genius. I don't know, man. Like I think he gets carried by talent more than his personal coaching. Josh Heupel's a guy who can elevate with subpar talent. I don't think Sark's that same guy.
Yep. I feel like this team again. You know what he's seeing? All the hype of the preseason falling apart, and Archie Manning is a big example of all. Of course, the brand helps. Everybody want it. Arch Manning to be great because of the name, but sometimes name doesn't translate to talent on the field. He's definitely not being there, and I bet that UTEP game was similar to what I experienced at LSU versus LA Tech, but the difference is like people expect way more from the quarterback down in Austin than in Baton Rouge. But at the end of the day, as I told you before, arrogance never pays off. And what you are off the field, you are on the field.
Also, I must say this. What justification is there for Texas to be 8 right now and for Tennessee to be 15? Like, what justification is there? Like
brand. The same brand. Again, the same thing I'll talk about Notre Dame about Texas. There are some darlings down in the Associate Press, and we saw last week how the voters of the Associate Press take it very seriously about that polling, very seriously. It's we saw literally a voter that was like, that doesn't matter. That's why I'm taking AP poll. The AP poll should be like call the media and be like, what can we make the game more exciting? Like number 1 versus number 2, like because the one that counts now literally is a month away, which is the College Football Playoff Committee. That's the one that counts.
I mean, arguably, should we already have a playoff ranking out this early in the season?
Yes, it's ludicrous that they wait so long, like and relying on I guess they only did that, to be honest, though, because to make the Associate Press relevant. They're like, okay, let's have the Associate Press have fun in the beginning, let them relevant, and then we take over. I mean, let the boys have fun, then the men come over.
Exactly. 100%. I 100% agree, because Texas is not a top 10 team based on what I've seen. I mean, I think they have a great defense, but that offense is a train wreck so far, and they don't play another actual game. Like, and I also want to say this, I know they went to Ohio State, so you got to give them credit for that. But why did they get to play 3 straight cupcakes in a row? Like, who cares about them playing UTEP and
Sam Houston, and then Florida?
Yeah, well, Florida is also now a cupcake.
Yeah, I know. I was just joking with the Gator fans. I was just putting the same category as Sam Houston.
Like right now, when we get to Red River, what do we think is going to happen when Texas plays Oklahoma?
Oklahoma is, it's funny. Probably both of them is going to stay the same because, I don't see Texas losing to Sam Houston. And if they at least win, they're going to stay at 8. I don't see the committee lowering them. And Oklahoma is going to play Auburn. Okay, and Kent State before. Look, but yeah, so, I think both of them can take care of a cupcake and a still not good SEC team, but I think both of them are going to stay like 8 or 9, and Oklahoma's going to be 11-10, and then Oklahoma's going to destroy the Longhorns, destroy it.
Hey, also,
in
I want
Dallas.
to give a quick shout out to Kent State. They almost beat Buffalo the other day, who was the previous MAC champion. So Kent State actually has a pulse this year. So I just wanted to give them a quick shout out. But in any case, Texas, I'm not impressed with what I've seen. Oh yeah, another team that's falling apart here, Clemson at 1-2, and once again, our good friend Dabo Sweeney, the lack of utilization of the transfer portal strikes again. A loss at Georgia Tech. I mean, Clemson's going to have to win the ACC to make the playoffs. Exactly.
They're not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to make the playoffs. I mean, Dabo Sweeney is a coach that Clemson knows they're going to have to get rid of, but they just can't because they're too attached on that good era from 2015 to 2021. And it was an amazing era. But those days are gone. As much as the media and the preseason people wanted to hype Clemson, it's not that anymore. I'm not saying, that he's a bad coach. He's still, I think, a good coach. But unfortunately, how can I say that? When a train passed by and you lose the opportunity? I mean, he was good too early. If Nick Saban retired early, he would have got the Bama job for sure. But unfortunately, Saban stayed longer. He lost his track on NIL, transfer portal, you name it. And I don't see them staying longer than this season or maybe next season. And Clemson knows that. It's hard to get rid of the symbol of the success you had in the past.
Yeah.
Do you know what reminds me of? Like Philip Fulmer. Philip Fulmer, how many years he stayed longer than he should have been?
Probably about 3 to 4.
Yeah. Dabo Sweeney is Philip Fulmer.
And Clemson could very well in 10 years be where Tennessee was in the 2010s. Now, they're fortunate because the ACC is not as hard. But if Clemson ever moves to the SEC, they're in for a rude awakening.
Yeah.
Just
and big shout out to my friend Giovanni Luiz, great broadcaster in Santa Barbara do Oeste. He said I was rude because I told him that if he wants to listen to our podcast, he can. If he doesn't want to, he goes somewhere else because he's like, who's gonna listen to that? I was like, it's up to you. But he's a great friend of mine.
Right. And also for Georgia Tech as well now.
What a win.
In Miami and Florida State are still probably the favorites in the ACC right now. But Georgia Tech is certainly in that conversation. And I got to take a look at their football schedule real quick because I don't know if there's a path for Georgia Tech to be an at-large. But, having beaten Colorado on the road, having gotten this one over Clemson. Now, granted, Clemson is not very good.
Yeah, they're going to play Temple next week and then Wake Forest, Virginia Tech.
I mean,
Duke, Syracuse.
That they play. They could go undefeated in conference play, 100%.
They can. I can see that.
There is a path to them being undefeated when they play Georgia at the end of the year, and that game doesn't matter for ACC title purposes. Like, if Georgia Tech is 11-0 heading into clean old-fashioned hate, I mean, are they effectively guaranteed to be in at that point? Because could they absorb a loss to Georgia and then potentially a loss to like Miami or Florida State?
Yeah. Because their path got significantly better because the only thing that was stopping them was Clemson. Because if Clemson beats them, then I don't know. But look, Temple, I don't see. I mean, the only game that is kind of dangerous, I feel like, is Pitt at home because
Pitt just lost to West Virginia. North Carolina State is undefeated right now. For what?
Yeah, that's true, and that's in North Carolina. That's true. That's a way trickier game.
Virginia Tech. We'll talk about them here in a second. Virginia Tech is just a nightmare. Duke is very disappointing so far. Syracuse is not that good. Boston College isn't that good. I mean, they can run roughshod through the schedule.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and we gotta definitely talk about Virginia Tech here in a few minutes because I don't know what happened to them. Oh yeah. Before Virginia Tech, though, we gotta talk about Vanderbilt. Freaking Vanderbilt. But we called it. We both called Vandy over South Carolina last week. I didn't expect 31-7, though, Gus. Like that, this was embarrassing to watch for South Carolina. Like Shane Beamer, the hype has finally come crashing off. And, I was thinking the first 2 weeks, I'm not really that impressed with what I'm seeing from South Carolina. And this game confirmed that. Like, I don't know if this is more of South Carolina being bad, but Vanderbilt looks really good.
And how about Diego Pavia? I mean, all that all that fight he had to go through to get this season is paying off.
Dude, I mean, can you imagine what's going to be like when we have Pavia versus Aguilar at the end of the year? Like this might be the biggest Vanderbilt Tennessee game of all time, considering
yes.
Crash. Like, and legitimately, like, don't call me crazy. There could be a playoff spot on the line in that game. I mean,
I only see them losing maybe to Bama because the game is, I believe, at Alabama this year. Yeah, the game.
Right.
Yeah, okay, the game is at Alabama, but
Yeah.
I see them beating LSU.
Like, they can beat Missouri. I think they have a shot at Texas. I don't think they're going to win all those games, but I think they can win like 2 of them. I mean, Auburn at home, they certainly have a chance to win that game. They're going to beat Kentucky. They could be in Knoxville with only like 2 losses, which is unbelievable to think about. I can't even believe I'm saying this. Like, Vanderbilt might be a playoff. Feels insane. I cannot believe that Vanderbilt's actually this good, but they are.
Yeah, and look how Vandy dominated, especially Diego Pavia, 18-25, 107 yards compared to Luke Doughty. I mean, he outplayed him so much.
Yeah, well, the Norris Sellers, he got hurt early for South Carolina, and if the Norris Sellers isn't playing, then Carolina is going to just fall apart this year. And I thought South Carolina had a legit chance at the playoffs, but man, this season is kind of falling apart in a hurry because right now they're not beating Oklahoma, they're not going to beat Alabama the way they're playing. Just a very disappointing season, I think, is on deck for South Carolina. But for Vanderbilt, I am stunned. And they got Georgia State and Utah State the next 2 weeks. They should be undefeated heading into Alabama. And get ready for a hostile home crowd for Vanderbilt in Tuscaloosa. Like, for Alabama, like, those fans are going to show up and be nuts for Vanderbilt this year, Like, usually you just see Vanderbilt as like a bye week in the SEC. No, Bama fans are going to show up and take this game seriously. Tennessee fans, when they come in, we're going to take them seriously this year because of all the trash.
The era of Vanderbilt being a subpar team in the SEC is done.
Yeah, well, at least for now. I mean,
yeah, for now, for this season,
we'll have to see if they can sustain it. But I mean, they're good right now.
What I'm saying is that it's not like an automatic win. I'm not saying they're going to win in all the games, but it's not an automatic win. There's a big difference between those 2 points. I mean, being an automatic win and, being a competitive team.
Yes.
And, I have a new viewer, Fabricio Rodriguez. Thank you so much. He said, Vandy will stun Alabama. Mark my words. I agree with you.
Man,
I mean,
they will riot in Tuscaloosa if they lose to Vanderbilt.
Yeah, Brian Dable, Kellen DeBoer, he won't be able to leave the parking lot in Bryant Denny Stadium.
Yeah, like I still cannot see them beating Bama for a second straight year. It would be a legitimate disaster for that to happen again. But hey, Vanderbilt has proven that they are not scared to play on the road. They went into Blacksburg, beat the heck out of Virginia Tech, went into Columbia, beat the heck out of South Carolina. And I do think Bama's better than both of those teams. But, yeah. Now, speaking of Virginia Tech, we got to talk about – we already are in firing coach season, Gus. So first, let's talk about Virginia Tech before we get to the really fun one. I don't know what happened to the Hokies. The Hokies, when I was a kid, were a top 10 team every single year. They were incredibly competitive. They always seemed to be in the ACC title hunt. They are horrible. They were down 31-0 in this game to Old Dominion before losing 45-19. It reminds me of like 2018 Arkansas when they had Chad Morris and they went like 2-10 and were getting blown out by like Western Kentucky. This is absolutely insane how far out Virginia Tech has fallen as a program.
Yeah, I remember. Didn't they lose also to Old Dominion a couple of years ago?
They've lost them like 4 times now.
Yeah. So now it's not like a stun. It became more like a something kind of.
Well, I wasn't surprised they lost to Old Dominion. I was
Yeah.
surprised they were down 31-0.
Yeah. And our viewer Fabrizio, appreciate, he brought another point that Alabama's offense is doing well, but their defense won't stop Diego Pavia. It will be a high scoring game, but I think Vandy will. I mean, again, if Vanderbilt wins in Tuscaloosa, then will be riots calling the board. He will be a dead coach walking.
Wow. I mean, then again, right? Like Alabama did not stop the RPO game at all last year, and that's what it's going to take to beat Diego Pavia. So, yeah, but kind of back on Virginia Tech though, like this team is an outright disaster on all sides of the ball. And for Brent Pry, like I thought Brent Pry was going to be a good hire for Virginia Tech, but it just didn't work. I'm sure he'll go back to being a DC somewhere, but for Virginia Tech, I don't even know where you go because I think the problem for them is in the modern landscape of college football, how can Virginia Tech be an attractive program? You're in a small town in the rural hills of Western Virginia. Like you're not near DC. Your nearest biggest city is Roanoke. The NIL opportunities are not like where they're at in the SEC or in the Big Ten. And really, outside of like the glory days of Michael Vick and Tyrod Taylor, Virginia Tech's just kind of there. And I don't know if they're ever truly going to be elite, but they should be at the very minimum the best team in the state of Virginia. And Virginia does have some good talent that they should be able to keep in-house, especially when you look at the Hampton Roads where they got a Mike Vick 20-odd years ago.
Yeah, but those days are in the past.
Right.
Especially...
So if you had to pick a potential coach, because I mean, to me, I guess the question becomes, can you convince Shane Beamer to come back home and, try to rebuild what his father built after?
Or how about Clark Lee? I mean, what he's doing in Vanderbilt is amazing. Look what the last coach who took Vanderbilt to a competitive spot, James Franklin. I mean, he is now coaching Penn State. We have all the criticism in the world, but it's been a top-tier program for many, many years.
I mean, let's be real. I don't know if Virginia Tech's a better program than Vanderbilt at this point.
Whoa, really?
I honestly, I don't know if I would go to Virginia Tech over Vandy. Like, I really don't think I would. I think Virginia Tech's standing has fallen off that bad. Like, it's one thing for Virginia Tech to lose once to Vanderbilt. Virginia Tech got dominated by Vanderbilt. They got outclassed by Vanderbilt. Virginia Tech is not a better program than Vanderbilt right now. They're just not. They're not better than any SEC team. They're not better than any SEC program. If Virginia Tech were all of a sudden put into the SEC tomorrow, that'd be the worst program in the SEC. They're arguably a bottom-tier program right now in the ACC. And that's harsh. But
that's the reality.
Yeah, that's the reality.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at they are, and it's so funny that we're talking about being the bottom. They are not in the bottom of the conference because they haven't still not played a conference game. But but look at the ACC right now. I mean, we talk about Virginia Tech. Virginia is also not doing so well. Pitt's not doing so well. So, I mean, the ACC right now is the fourth best conference on the Power Four right now, for sure.
I'm kind of surprised Pat Narduzzi at Pitt didn't get fired after this week. I mean, losing to West Virginia in the backyard brawl in overtime, a team that just lost to Ohio the week before. I mean, that's a brutal loss for Pittsburgh, especially since Narduzzi hasn't done well the past couple of seasons. Like, it feels like they are kind of falling apart.
But how about Rich Rodriguez? He needed that win a lot.
Oh,
I mean,
God, he needed that.
You know what he's thinking about? It's like, good God, why couldn't I have done that in 2007? He would have traded that win in a heartbeat.
Yes. But hey, at least for the now and present, they got it done.
Yeah, they got it done.
Yeah. But in any case, now let's get to the fun one. Let's get to the fun one, Gus. UCLA. They lost to New Mexico at home in front of 2 people, 35-10.
In front of how many people?
2 people.
And those 2 were like lost. They're like, those 2 people, probably there was somebody like me. Oh, I'm driving to Pasadena. Let me see this beautiful building. Oh, it's the Rose Bowl. Oh my God, such a legendary building. The World Cup final was here. Let me visit. And there are people in front. Do you want to go in? Go in. Here's a ticket. And then you're like, okay. And then they came in.
Yeah, and they walked in, and one of them had a Tennessee hat on. Probably it was like, oh wait, oh yeah, this is where Nico plays. I get to hate watch. But
yeah.
God, I mean, I don't know how this continues to get worse for Nico, but it does. Like every single week, it just gets worse for him. Like the decision gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And now literally you've gotten your coach fired. He needed a better supporting cast, Gus. He needed better receivers. He needed a better offensive line. He needed better coaching. He needed more money. He needed a change of scenery, Gus, because Tennessee was not good enough for him. So he gave us the middle finger in April, goes to UCLA. They tell Joey Aguilar to F off. And
what a story. I love that. That's for me the best story of the 21st century in college football. I love that story. Keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, like Nico, I mean, his dad has legitimately ruined his life. And I feel terrible for him. And his dad has ruined his life. He has gone from a potential top-end NFL draft pick to, I don't know if he's going to get drafted, Gus.
Yeah. And I saw just an article. I just can't believe that, in a website I never heard of called on3.com that says, can Tennessee take back Nico Imialava? Really? If Tennessee does that, I'll go back to Knoxville and I'll put in a room Josh Heupel and Danny White. I say, are you guys just crazy? Are you guys just insane?
Why would we want him? He'd be the 4th best quarterback on this staff, man. And we got.
I would have stopped this madness. No, he cannot go back to Knoxville. He's forbidden.
The reason why they say that is because when you fire your coach, like UCLA and Virginia Tech have, you can enter the portal 30 days after. And because they haven't played 4 years, this could technically be a redshirt year if Nico wanted to give up on this season. But like if he went into the portal, where would he go? Because wants
Virginia Tech?
Man, could you imagine the reverse Hendon Hooker pipeline? We got Hendon Hooker from Virginia Tech, and we gave them Nico. God, that was just depressing to think about. But yeah, I can't imagine though being a UCLA fan though and being fed like, oh, we upgraded, we got the best player that we've gotten in decades, and he can't even win a game. Just terrible. And meanwhile, the guy that wasn't good enough for UCLA now is absolutely balling at Tennessee and one of the best quarterbacks in the country. So UCLA, thank you for your service. Thank you for your business. And legitimately, though, that football program in the Big Ten, I don't know how UCLA is ever going to be competitive in the Big Ten. I don't know how they're going to be competitive, Gus, because they're not even the best program in their own city.
Yeah, I agree with you. And, it's just a disaster.
Oh, boy, we're going to block punt in Houston, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I'm going to turn on the game right now. Thanks for reminding me. But Real quick, one story that I forgot to talk about it, and I remember just now. How about UCF? I mean, had a great win, but why do you want to talk about UCF, Gustavo? Thanks for asking. Because they have a Brazilian quarterback, Davi Belfort. He came in, he transferred from, guess what, Virginia Tech, and I'm gonna put his stats, but looks like he's doing great. And they're hosting and
Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick, and
His
I
girlfriend.
might try to go to that game. I don't know if my parents will want to go with me.
Okay, if you go to that game, you have got to see if you can talk to Bill Belichick's girlfriend.
Oh, but I'm not gonna get near her. Like, do you think I'm gonna get near her? They're not gonna let me. They're probably not gonna let me.
Yeah, because I just want to ask, hey, God, what's her name? Jordan? Are you
Jordan
actually,
Hudson. Jordan Hudson.
are running the shots, Jordan?
Yeah. She's gonna give me a middle finger and be like, "Who the hell are you?"
Like, get away from me.
Yeah, she's gonna. She's gonna, and she's even gonna say that I'm harassing her somehow, and I don't want to get in trouble. Since I'm gonna live in the United States in about 10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble because of Jordan Hudson. I mean, she can do whatever she wants with her boy toy.
I was about to fire off some jokes there that I'm like, you know what? I probably, given the climate that we currently live in, I probably shouldn't say on public record. So I'm gonna drop that. We're gonna drop that one.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, but that game, I think there's huge implications for both teams, especially if defeated, and if North Carolina is still thinking about bowl season, they're gonna have to win this game.
Yeah.
And what I'm seeing right now, I guess I made a mistake. Davi Belfort, I guess he's still haven't played. I guess at least on the game against North Carolina AT Aggies, he did not have like a playing time, but hopefully he'll come on and play for the UCF Knights, because it'd be cool to see a Brazilian doing playing in another position than kicker, because we had kicker in college football, Brazilian kickers in the college football. Tulane had Cairo Santos that went on to have an amazing career in the NFL. He just won't talk to me, or he's running away from me to interview him. But okay, he had a good career as a kicker. But we also had two great kickers at the Chattanooga Mocs, Henrique Ribeiro and João Vitor Humo. So hopefully he does well as a quarterback position. He's also the son of the legendary fighter Vitor Belfort.
That was absolutely good to hear. And that game's going to be very interesting.
Oh, we have a question.
Yes, and that's actually going to be into the next thing, underrated games. And Fabricio asked, I'm a big Michigan Wolverines fan. What do you guys think about Bryce Underwood? What are your thoughts about him? What are your expectations about the game in Nebraska next weekend? So this is actually one of my underrated games for the week. And this is a huge game for Bryce Underwood, because let's be honest here, he did not look good at Oklahoma. Like, that moment was too big for him. He has a lot of work to do, a lot of refinements. He clearly has a lot of raw talent, but raw talent does not equal success. And Bryce Underwood, frankly, reminds me a lot of Nico. Now, I hope that Bryce Underwood has a lot of more in the head, and that able to kind of progress. And Nebraska is not as good as Oklahoma, but for the Nebraska fans, right, they're undefeated heading into this game. Lincoln is going to be absolutely nuts. That's going to be a hard crowd, a hard place to play for Michigan. As hard as it was to go to Oklahoma. Can they handle the crowd better this time? And can the defense make Dylan Raiola look pedestrian? Because Raiola did not impress me against Cincinnati. He didn't. And Nebraska, here's the thing, Nebraska should be in Cincinnati by about 3 or 4 touchdowns. But they're kind of like LSU in that they kept on finding ways to be sloppy and kept on finding ways to kind of keep Cincinnati around, and they can't do that with Michigan. And ultimately, at the end of the day, if this is a close game, even with Sharon Moore suspended and Biff Poggi being the head coach of Michigan this week, I still trust Michigan to find a way to get out of Lincoln with a dub. But I think it's going to be a really close game and a very interesting game. What do you think about Michigan-Nebraska, Gus?
I mean, for the Cornhuskers, it can be massive because, I mean, when was the last time they had an impressive win over a team that has been relevant for the past 5 years? None.
Yeah,
So Lincoln, the fans need that win.
Yeah, I mean, Colorado was a big one for them, but then again, Colorado was not that good. I mean, I know they won 9 games last year, but they didn't beat any good teams doing it. So another, I think, interesting game this week, Arkansas at Memphis. Can Memphis wins this game, they could throw themselves into the G5 conversation, right? Alongside South Florida and potentially Tulane. A huge opportunity for Memphis. And I think this is a massive game for Sam Pittman. Sam Pittman cannot afford to lose.
Oh, he can't. He can't.
Because he's got Memphis and Notre Dame. He's got at the very bare minimum beat Memphis and give Notre Dame a great game before you get into conference play. You lose to Memphis, it's over for Sam Pittman.
And please, Arkansas, beat the crap out of Notre Dame so, they can, go back to my point that I made a few minutes ago. Please just, just made what we just told happen. But, I just think for the Michigan Wolverines, they're still in the hangover for that title 2023, and they're going to see way more because all the punishments the NCAA put. And their fans are fine with it. That 2023 title was worth it for them.
Right.
Everybody was, if you ask him, everybody, Jim Harbaugh, the administration, the fans, they'll be like, we're fine with it. We can suck at it. We don't care about it.
And we still own Ohio State, too.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, great point, Nick. They won the NET in 2023, and they beat Ohio State in 2024 in Columbus, and they're what we call here, they stamp the trophy. Like that Ohio State trophy, the Natty, has a little stamp. Michigan has like, we beat you in your stadium.
Yes. Oh, my God. Are they going to come back? Oh, man.
40. They're in the 30. They're in the 25-yard line.
Oh, there's a flag, though. Oh, my goodness. Dude, they were about
I put the score underneath. So it's Tampa Bay Buccaneers 14, Houston Texans 13, 3 minutes to be played in the fourth quarter. Wow, what a run.
Yeah, but let's see what the flag is.
I mean, I'm gonna see Tampa live on Sunday, so
wow.
So let me hear.
I mean, I'm not sure because I don't have the audio up. I'm assuming.
I think the flag was on the defense because it's the first down.
Oh no, it's a block. It's got to be a block in the back at 11 for Houston. I think.
Oh, maybe pass, maybe interference.
No, block in the back.
Yeah, back in the back. Oh.
Yeah. Well, actually.
Yeah, let me put the sound on.
Okay, no, wait, no, yeah,
yeah, I think it's going to be a first down for Houston.
Yeah. Okay, well.
That was huge play by Noel. Wow.
Yeah, that's the rookie from Iowa State. So.
And Todd Bowles does not look happy at all.
Yeah. But in any case,
we're going to keep on updating, but back to college football.
All right. So upset alert, Gus. For me, my upset alert this week is the Wyoming Cowboys going to Colorado and pulling off the upset. That is my upset prediction for this week. I think Colorado is bad. They got absolutely destroyed last week by Houston, and I think they're about to fall apart.
So the question is, I guess the Deion Sanders train definitely took a turn for the worst, unfortunately.
Well, really, it was more Travis Hunter bailing out a bad team, and now Travis Hunter's not there anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. But, I feel bad for Deion because he's definitely a good character. He was just recovering from cancer. And wow, and Houston's going to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Houston, Texas.
What
a run by Nick Chubb 25-yard rushing touchdown, and they're leading 19-14.
Yes. I have him on a fantasy team, so that's
What a play by Chubb.
on the
I mean,
guy.
he cut through that Buccaneers defense like it was nothing. I mean, but what a protection by the O-line. What a protection by the O-line.
Oh, yeah. Like, that was absolutely electric. Okay. So.
And they're going to go for 2. Sorry, Nick. They're going to go for 2.
Yeah, because, I mean, if they get it here, they'll be up by 7. So it makes sense for them to go for 2 right here, up 19-14. Here, Monday Night Football between the Buccaneers and the Texans. Of course, we still have the Chargers and the Raiders here on a doubleheader. What was that?
Oh, my God. CJ Stroud took a hit. And
Yeah.
Jones, what a pressure by Jones.
I think they were setting up a wide receiver screen, and he looked like he was open. I don't know why Stroud hesitated there. But in any case, but anyway, back to our college football. Gus, do you have an upset alert?
I do. Give me, is that UCF beating North Carolina upset?
I don't know. What is the line for that game?
Let me go here. The line is UCF minus 6.5.
So UCF's favorite.
Yeah, so yeah. So you know what? Give me NC State like over Duke. Duke, even though they're not 1-2 and NC State is 3-0, the line is Duke minus 3.5. So give me NC State.
Okay. Interesting that Duke is still the favorite. They got absolutely blown out by the next team that we're going to talk about here in our 5 games. Tulane at number 13, Ole Miss. Tulane is undefeated. Have a chance to really establish themselves as the G5 opponent, as a G5 team. Can they upset Ole Miss? And they really took Ole Miss down to the wire last year in New Orleans. What do we think?
Yep. And Tulane has been on fire. I mean, probably because of all the what this year means to the New Orleans community, the 20th anniversary of the Hurricane Katrina. Maybe that has something that have to do it, but they are on fire. Give me Tulane.
You know what? Ole Miss, their defense does not impress me. Their defense does not impress me. Give me Tulane as well. Screw it. We're both going with the upset, which means Ole Miss is certainly winning now. All right. Florida at number 4, Miami. It's just Billy's last stand.
I only see a slight chance if Mario Cristobal was like, let me make this game interesting. Only if Mario Cristobal decides to make it interesting. I don't see a scenario where the Miami Hurricanes will lose to the Florida Gators. I just don't. So let me see the line for this game. And, but I definitely going to take Miami. It's -3. I'll bet the over. That's the easiest bet. I'll bet the over.
Yeah, it's all about the U, Gus. Miami.
But are you going to bet the under or the over?
I will take Miami to cover 100%.
Yeah, I'll bet the over.
Now, this is a really interesting game right here, Gus. Number 17, Texas Tech at number 16, Utah. Both teams undefeated. Key game in the Big 12. Do you have for some reason, Gus, this game's going to be at 10 a.m. local time for Big Noon.
Another hint, Judge for this. Fox. It doesn't make sense to put a game at noon anywhere. Just get rid of it. I mean, there should be a law forbidding college football games to be played before 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense to have a noon game anywhere. Oh, but TV wants to cover all these spots.
Yeah, and like making Utah play at 10 a.m. That makes zero sense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess their fans are gonna be like seeing this as a novelty and like, hey, let's just stay all night, drink, and then just go straight to the game and just then sleep all
Well,
day Sunday.
it's also Utah though, so they're not really gonna drink. Like they do.
I guess the road fans, the
Texas Tech fans will.
the Texas Tech fans, they'll be like, let me get in on Friday night, drink as much as I can. Of course, they're gonna take their beer from Lubbock. I don't see them buying down in Utah, and they're gonna go straight to the game, and then they're gonna pass out driving back.
At the very least, though, they can enjoy some very delicious swig drinks. So that we have now in the Chattanooga area. But I am gonna go with Texas Tech actually won the road. I think for Utah, right, they went out and blew out UCLA week 1, but we have come to find out UCLA is not very good. I think Texas Tech is better.
Yeah, give me Texas Tech too.
All right. This next one here, a really interesting one. We've got number 9 Illinois going across the border to number 19 Indiana. A game that used to probably not mean much of anything to the national scene, but both of these teams have playoff aspirations, Gus. What do we think about this one here?
First of all, is that the biggest game for the Illinois Fighting Illinois history? Because think about it.
I mean, not in history. They've had some pretty big games. Like 2007, they went into Ohio State and beat them and went to the Rose Bowl.
No, but that was a biggest win, but they came in as an underdog, okay? But that game, look how much it means, that game. They're undefeated in the Big Ten. So does Indiana. Indiana, Illinois wants to be what Indiana was last year. So if they want to do that in the Big Ten, they got to win this game. And the fans know it. Everybody knows that if Illinois loses game, it's out. They're done playoff aspirations.
Yeah, and I think this one's massive, too, for Kirk Zignetti as well. Because, I mean, realistically, Gus, who has Kirk Zignetti actually beat as Indiana's head coach? I mean, all the wins they had last year were against not great teams. I mean, the best win they had was Michigan.
Yeah.
A Michigan team. So they really haven't beaten anyone because they won't play anyone hard in the non-conference. They need to prove they can win a big game. And for Illinois, right, for Brett Bielema, like, this is your chance to really make your move and to overtake Indiana, who's going to be your direct competition for a playoff spot. So I think Illinois is just better than Indiana. I think Illinois is going to win this game.
Yeah, give me Illinois too. I think because they know how much it means to the program. For me, for sure. Just real quick, I don't know if you're watching. Tampa Bay has a big fourth down right now. Big fourth down.
Abuga should have caught that too. Abuga should have caught that one. The rookie from Ohio State.
There's an argument for a PI or not.
All right, so here, this is the game right here.
Yeah, this is the game right here. 4th and 10. Baker scrambles it. Find a space. Has a first down and more.
That happened. How does Houston not have anyone spying the quarterback there?
What a play by Baker Mayfield. He found space.
That is insane to me.
And Tampa has all the touchdowns, but they're not going to have right now. Baker pass it, and they're going to be at the 48-yard line.
Yeah,
and close to the first down.
That's to Cade Otton there, the tight end. So it's like a 2nd and 4. The ball is at their own 35. So they still have, about midfield is where they're at.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think it was more like a 40.
Yeah, because they were replaying the previous play.
Yeah.
So 52 seconds remaining.
They got it.
We've got.
Yeah, they're in the. Yeah, they're gonna call timeout.
Houston's calling timeout there.
Yeah. While that's happening down here in Texas, but in South Texas, another game of the week as well. Auburn traveling to Norman, Oklahoma. This game is massive for Hugh Freeze. Massive.
Yeah. I mean, Hugh Freeze and then his quarterback Jackson Arnold going into Norman, right? Like the revenge game. Oklahoma fans, they decide they don't like you. They're going to dump you for John Mateer. And now you're with Auburn. This team has kind of been left for dead a little bit. And a coach is kind of on the fritz and Hugh Freeze. I'll be honest, though. I really do think, obviously, Oklahoma fans are going to be very pumped for this game to root against their ex-quarterback. And, oh, my gosh, what a play by Bucky Irvin to get up to within the 25.
And he's going all the way to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, that was kind of like a crossing route to the running back there, Bucky
And
Irvin.
Tampa still has 3 timeouts. They're finally going to take their first timeout.
Yeah, still 42 seconds. Oh, yeah, Aziz Al-Shir, who, by the way, should be banned from the NFL. Like, remember last year when he, took that cheap shot at, I think it was, I forget who it was, but he took a cheap shot on somebody, and he did not get banned for it. But in any case, one of the dirtiest players in the league. But back in Oklahoma, I just think Mateer and this Ben Arbuckle combination is lethal. I think that combined with the Brent Venables defense, because Oklahoma had a good defense last year. It's just they had no offense. Now they've got an offense, and I'm not convinced Auburn's defense is very good. I mean, Baylor went up and down the field on them in week 1. And this game's in Norman. I think Oklahoma will win this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, give me Oklahoma too. Give me Oklahoma. And down in Houston, second down for the Buccaneers.
Yeah. And this guy transitions into NFL week 2 here, guys.
Yeah.
So obviously we still have one more game after this, but what do you think are some of the key takeaways from Thursday night or yesterday?
But first, before we talk about the games that already happened, I want to keep on focus on, that last drive. I mean, Baker Mayfield have 4 career game-ending drives. This one, let's see. He is all right to take a snap. 2nd and 5. He holds the ball, throws it, and it's complete.
To Mike Evans.
Mike Evans at the 7-yard line. Mike Evans at the 7-yard line. Great pass by Baker. I mean, he's been able to find space on the ground and on the air. So now 15 seconds left. Baker holds it, throws it, complete, and they're out of bounds.
Cade Otton there. So we got 9 seconds. They still have 2 timeouts. So you can literally go anywhere here with 2 timeouts. You can run the ball here if you want.
Yeah, but they're going to have to make a touchdown because it's a 19-14 game.
Yes. So it's all coming down the line. Of course, Houston's 0-1 heading into this game against the 1-0 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And C.J. Stroud is just looking, be like, please, defense, make some stops. So now they're going. 9 seconds left. 2nd and goal.
And we have a timeout for Houston.
Yeah, Houston. Yeah, it was expected. I mean, the clock was, froze, so they're gonna try to ice Baker.
Yeah. Now, I will say, I think the biggest storyline, though, out of yesterday, regardless of the result, is Joe Burrow being hurt for 3 months with a turf toe. And this really changes the outlook of the AFC significantly because, to me, I thought Cincinnati was going to be a top-tier contender in the AFC.
But and I want to discuss I have a point that I want to argue. Of course, I want to hold my biggest thoughts after the game because I definitely want to, see what happens at the end because they're going right now.
Let's see what we got here. They're going to probably run here, I think. I know they're going to run to the right.
So let's see. Tampa has the ball. Baker pass it. They're going to run it through the end zone, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Rashad Wright.
2-yard rushing touchdown by Rashard White. Wow. So let's see. Let's see if he crossed the line. I think he did. Oh yeah, he did. He totally did. Do you think he crossed the line?
I think he did.
So Tampa Bay is going to stay undefeated and going to survive. Looks like on the road, they're going to try to, yeah, that makes sense, going for the 2-point conversion. I mean, they at least make it, a 3-point game to force Houston, if they're going to go for a field goal, to tie the game.
Yeah.
So let's see. Oh, they're going to call a timeout. So while that's happening, so about Joe Burrow, just Joe Burrow's career mirrors the career of another great quarterback that is now the GM for Stanford, Andrew Luck.
I think that's a very fair comparison. I'd be curious to get Jason's thoughts on this.
Yeah, I asked him to join. Unfortunately, he cannot. But going back to Houston, they're going to go for the 2-point conversion right now. The ball is on the Baker Mayfield's hand. He goes, he scrambles, and he's threw it to nobody.
See, so that was stupid because, if Houston somehow had intercepted it and returned it the other way, Houston could have taken the lead back at 21-20.
Yeah. So 6 seconds left for the Texans. They're going to have a miraculous play.
Yes, a Music City miracle of sorts. But yeah, because I could definitely see that Burrow comparison to Andrew Luck 100%. Also, I think one of the other big storylines too, the Chiefs are 0-2. And partially I think it's a function of the fact they've played two really good teams off jump. But clearly, I just don't think the offensive weapons are there for Kansas City like they've been in the past. And Travis Kelce falling off is catching up with them.
I mean, that roster knows it. Do you saw how many players were arguing with each other throughout the game?
Yeah.
They know they're not the best version of it. I mean, it feels like KC is going to go through what New England went through after 2004. Because remember, going back to Houston. So the ball is in Houston's hand. They're going to go run it. Time's expired. So that's the end of the game. That's the end. And Houston, stupidly, why the guy didn't run to the sideline to stop the clock?
Or try to pitch it around, You got to go into desperation mode there.
Yeah. So Tampa Bay survives and stays undefeated, 2-0, going to Sunday's matchup that I'll be there in Tampa Bay against the New York Jets. So 20-19. What a game. What a game. What a performance by Baker Mayfield. I mean, he's completely showing that he is a legit quarterback, that he is a quarterback that has been proving. I don't know. I will see him in person on Sunday against my New York Jets. And I am curious to see what his performance is going to be. I imagine Tampa's going to be heavily favorite on that game. But I don't know. We'll see about that on Sunday. I'm really excited to see Tampa Bay and New York Jets. I really am live in Tampa. Of course, I'll be rooting for my New York Jets. I'll be rooting for New York Jets because that's my NFL team. But I feel that
I am back.
You're back. You're back. I was just saying how I am excited, especially for what I've seen right now for Sunday's game between Tampa Bay and the New York Jets, a game that I'll be attending live in Raymond James Stadium.
Yeah, Gus, and let's go ahead and kind of get into picking some of these games here for week 3. And of course, the Chargers and the Raiders are about to start up. So on Thursday night, we've got the 0-2 Miami Dolphins versus the 2-0 Buffalo Bills. And to be fair, Miami did play a lot better this week, but they still lost. And Tua had just a horrific interception to lose that game at the end. So what do we think here?
Oh, give me the Bills. I mean, even though Miami has a better shot because it's still September Buffalo, so it's a doable temperature. But Buffalo is a better team. Give me the Bills.
100%. I give me the Bills. They're just a better team. And I think Mike McDaniel's well on his way to being fired.
Oh yeah, he is gonna get fired.
Yeah. Okay. First game here, we got the Bengals and the Vikings, both with backup quarterbacks. Carson Wentz versus Jake Browning.
Sorry.
Bengals at Vikings, both with backup quarterbacks. I can't understand you guys.
It's gonna be an awful game. Give me the Vikings because they play at home.
I'm gonna go Bengals. I actually like Browning right now over Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. Well, I mean, wow. I mean, how much he fall apart.
Yeah. All right. The 0-2 Texans that we just watched lose at the, I believe it's what, the 1-1 Jaguars, or is it 2-0?
The 2-0. No, the 1-1 Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes.
Give me Houston.
Yeah, I think Houston will get on the winning column for the first time. Oh, I did not realize this week was the 2-0 Indianapolis Colts at the 0-2 Tennessee Titans.
Oh boy, Nick.
I remember, and I miss the days when this actually was a game that had playoff implications and division implications. The Titans are so freaking bad now. I'll say this: Cam Ward, that touchdown he had was unreal. And it
was
and there's so much potential there, but God, we have nothing around him. We have nothing. The Colts are going to come in and win because hey, Daniel Jones was being misused in New York apparently. This is mind blowing to me how good he looks in Indianapolis.
Yeah, give me. Sorry, Nicholas Hill. As much as I want the Tennessee Titans to win, give me the Colts.
Yeah, give me the Colts too. There's no hope for the Tennessee Titans this year. All right, we got the Raiders at the Commanders.
I mean, the Raiders on a rebuild. They have a chance to go 2-0 tonight, but give me Commanders.
Well, I'll say this too: Jaden Daniels is questionable for this game.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to go with the Raiders here in this game. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to have the Rams at the Eagles. That's going to be that should be the Sunday night game. What's the Sunday night game? Are you kidding me? So the Sunday night game is the Chiefs at the Giants. And we have Rams at Eagles at 1:00. Well, what are we doing here, guys? Yeah, Rams Eagles could be the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, that's true. That's the game of that week.
Yeah. That's going to be a great game. I'm going to go with the Eagles since it's at home for them.
And speaking of the Eagles, I want to play real quick, just real quick. Nick Sirianni after the game, and I don't know why my computer just froze, but I'm going to put the clip of his press conference because I saw something interesting he said. But before that, the game started at Allegiant Stadium down in Las Vegas, Nevada. So the Las Vegas Raiders has the ball first. They're gonna go to offense first.
I love that Ashton Genty still stands straight up in the backfield.
Yeah.
What? Oh my God, Gino! What was that?
Oh my God! That was horrendous play.
Dude, what is he doing? That is horrible. Okay, let's look at this again. Who is he throwing to on this play? He does the play action and just horrible. That is so bad. Beyond
really bad. Really bad play. Jesus Christ. I mean, Gilman, what a tackle.
Wow, that's an embarrassing start to the game for the Raiders.
We can skip it. Unfortunately, the YouTube is acting up. So unfortunately, or let me see if it's right now is working on it because it was acting up for some reason. I don't know why. It's always like this. When you need something to work, it doesn't.
Right. But But Rams Eagles is going to be an amazing game.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this. I mean, we talk about KC, them struggling and all, but I have a point that the Philadelphia Eagles right now is the best team in the NFL. I don't see anybody being better than them.
Yeah, well, the Rams certainly have a chance to maybe prove themselves this week. Because remember, they were the one team last postseason who took Philadelphia down to the wire in the playoffs. So, and Los Angeles is a complete football team. So I think if any team's going to knock off Philly in the NFC, it's going to be Los Angeles.
That's
also,
true.
your image is completely frozen, by the way.
Yeah.
I can hear you, but
yeah, I know. My computer is acting up. So so let's keep the press conference. Let's keep it going. You can hear me. You can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Yeah. So let's keep it going because my computer, for some reason, is acting up. So
Yeah,
I
so
got
let's go through these picks then.
So I got the Eagles. What do you got?
I'm gonna go Eagles as well. All right. Next up is the 1-1 Falcons at the 0-2 Carolina Panthers.
I mean, I was expecting more from Michael Penix last night. He disappointed me.
I mean, they won, but
they won, but I was expecting more.
Yeah, I'll say this here: the Carolina Panthers are the most disappointing team to me so far this year. They have done nothing. They have looked terrible. Granted, they almost had a chance to come back and win yesterday, but I think the Atlanta Falcons will get this one done. Now, next one up, we have the 1-1 Pittsburgh Steelers at the 1-1 New England Patriots.
I mean, one of those matchups where in the past was great, but now maybe not. Even though Mike Vrabel is doing good, I'm like what I've seen so far. And the Chargers are up the board, a 38-yard field goal that was made. So 3-0 to the Chargers.
Yeah. I'm going to say here, I actually like the Patriots at home in this game.
Yeah, me too. I like the Patriots.
The thing that's alarming to me about Pittsburgh is their defense has given up 30-plus points in their first two games. Their defense doesn't look good.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I agree. Give me the Steelers.
All right. We have the 2-0 Green Bay Packers at the 0-2 Cleveland Browns. I think Green Bay easily.
Do you need to ask? Go the Packers.
Yes. Now you're going to be at this one, Gus. Jets at Buccaneers.
I will be there.
Justin Fields was disappointing this past week. Now he looked great week one, looked awful this past week against the Bills.
And from what I saw tonight, I'm going to pick the Jets because I believe in them. But I know that Tampa crowd is going to be electric. I'm stoked to watch that game live. I'm glad that I picked that game to watch. I'm glad.
That's going to be a fun one. But I think the Bucs will win.
I mean, I will root for my New York Jets, but I know that the Bucs are the favorites. I mean, the line to the game is -6.5 for Tampa Bay, and we'll see what happens. But I'll be there live to see it.
Yes. In the later window, now we've got the Broncos 1-1 versus the currently playing Chargers, who are currently 1-0. Who do you think wins this one?
First game of the Chargers in California, but I don't, the Chargers don't have like a home field advantage.
Yeah.
But give me still the Chargers.
Yeah, I think the Chargers are the better team. The Broncos are kind of disappointing so far. Granted, they should have won yesterday. But
they
got
should.
A really stupid penalty that cost them the game against Indianapolis. All right, we got the 0-2 Saints at the 1-1 Seahawks.
Give me the Seahawks. I mean, the Saints are a tire fire.
Yeah, I agree. Give me Seattle. Okay. I don't know why this is the national afternoon game of the week. The 1-1 Cowboys at the 0-2 Bears.
You know why? I mean, the brand and the Cowboys just survive.
And the Chicago Bears are also a big brand too.
So two big brands. Also, by the way, I was there at AT&T Stadium today. The the people were optimistic, especially from what they seen yesterday. But I kind of tone it down and I say, I mean, great game and all, but it was the New York Giants, a team that probably gonna, have maybe a coaching change by the end of the season because Brian Dable doesn't look that confident he's gonna stay in his job.
Yeah. But what I'll say is I think that I think the Bears will get their
Yeah,
first,
give me the Bears.
yeah, I think the Bears will get their first game of the first.
Even though I'm wearing a Texas hat and I was very well treated at AT&T Stadium, sorry Cowboys, I'm going to go with the Bears.
Yes. Okay. We have the Cardinals who are 2-0 at the 2-0 San Francisco 49ers who will still be starting Mac Jones.
Give me Cardinals.
Yeah. You know what? I'll go Cardinals as well. All right. The Sunday night game, the Kansas City Chiefs 0-2 at the 0-2 Giants.
Yeah, give me Chiefs. I mean, they're going to bounce back.
Yeah. I'm assuming Taylor Swift will be in attendance here.
Oh, yeah. In New York? Yeah. Because, I mean, she didn't win to Sao Paulo, and there were a lot of people mad at her because of this. But New York, definitely she's going to show up.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wonder if she's going to sit next to Ciara.
Probably. Okay, the Monday night game next week is awesome. The Detroit Lions at the Baltimore Ravens.
Give me the Ravens. It's gonna be. I like both coaches. I mean, John Harbaugh and Dan Campbell. I mean, tough coaches.
Yeah, I am gonna go with the Ravens. All right, guys.
Wow.
Yeah, they're gonna be a wild week here. Of course, 3-0 Chargers right now. Of course, we're just looking at MLB real quick. Of course, we're nearing the end of the season there, Gus. Kind of what are the playoff races you are keeping an eye on?
I mean, what a performance yesterday by Garrett Crochet, our former Vol. I mean, he nailed it against the Yankees. He was the starting pitcher for the Boston Red Sox yesterday. What a performance by. I even put on Instagram. It's like, wow, how time flies. It feels like yesterday I was interviewing him on Lindsey Nelson Stadium press box, for WHK Rockstar Sports, and he was yesterday starting for the Boston Red Sox and winning and beating their arch rival New York Yankees. I mean, the races are crazy, especially in the league that I'm wearing the T-shirt right now. Unfortunately, you guys can see my computer definitely is acting up, but I'm gonna finish anyway. I'm wearing an American League T-shirt because it was on sale at the Texas Rangers Stadium. But the wild card race in both leagues are insane. I mean, the Mets took over the lead over the Giants this weekend. Great series against the Rangers in New York, but they're still only 1.5 game ahead. So this battle also in the American League wild card, Yankees and Red Sox are leading with the Astros fighting with the Rangers. So you have 4 teams with big brands and rivals battling each other. And don't count the Cleveland Guardians out just yet. So this next 3 weeks of baseball, I mean, it's going to be insane. And look at the leaders of the American League right now. Detroit Tigers, Toronto Blue Jays, and Seattle Mariners. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Who would have thought? And in the National League, congratulations to my team's friend, Rafael de la Vedove, the Philadelphia Eagles. They are in the playoffs. They are having a fantastic last couple of days. They won 8 out of the last 10 games. They got really hot right now. Also,
New York Mets absolutely choking once again.
Oh my God, I didn't want to believe this. And I was like, no, this is not going to be the year. And looks like this is going to be the year. Of course, they won yesterday. Big win over the Rangers to keep that hope alive in the wild card. But come on, Mets. Come on. I mean, Steve Cohen spends money and still have those issues. How? Also, congratulations to the Milwaukee Brewers. They are in the playoffs as well. And in the West, I mean, it's crazy that I thought the Dodgers were going to fly by. It doesn't look like it. They're only 2.5 games ahead of the Padres.
Yeah. I gotta give credit to San Diego. That should be an epic series if that comes to fruition.
Oh yeah. So crazy battles in baseball. I'll tell you this.
Absolutely. And the only other thing I have is NASCAR is in their playoffs. They just raced at Bristol over the weekend. Christopher Bell won that race. So now we are down to the final 12 drivers that are competing for the championship. As in the previous round, we saw Shane Van Gisbergen, Alex Bowman, Josh Berry, and Austin Dillon all eliminated. So 12 drivers still remain. To me, right now, it feels like this could finally be the year for Denny Hamlin. That's just my personal opinion. 7 races to go. This week, they are heading to, I believe, New Hampshire. They're heading to New Hampshire this week. They have New Hampshire, Kansas, and then Talladega are the next 3 in this particular round. But that is all I have for American sports.
I still have some American sports left because we have soccer. I was Saturday at the Toyota Field to cover the Derby of Texas between the FC Dallas and the Austin FC. Great win by Dallas, 2-0. That win made the playoff hopes for the FC Dallas pretty much alive because right now they're only 1 point behind San Jose, 11th place, and they're still very much alive. Austin did not play well, but I guess they were focused on Wednesday because on Wednesday gonna play Minnesota for the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup semifinal, and the other semifinal, Nashville SC against Philadelphia Union. Big game for Nashville. I mean, it will be a great title for their history. So hopefully they can win on Tuesday against Philadelphia to make it to the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup final. And last but not least, go to Brazil. The Brasileirão. We had a great win for just right now. Cruzeiro beat Bahia on the road 2-1 to be in second place, ahead of Palmeiras in third. Flamengo is still first place. But it's going to be, those 3 teams are going to be the title battle. So Flamengo 50 points, Cruzeiro 47, Palmeiras 46. So those 3 teams are going to be the battling for the title. But fourth place, Nicolas Hill, fourth place, Mirassol. What a history of Mirassol. I mean, I never heard of it. I keep talking about them from a small town in rural Sao Paulo. They're the 4th best team in Brazil. It's insane. They're the 4th best team in Brazil. I mean, it's what a remarkable story they're making. They're not going to stay in 4th place for much longer, but I mean, they're making history for sure. And last, Copa Libertadores are going to have their quarterfinals starting this week. We have 3 great matchups for me. River and Palmeiras playing on Wednesday. Sao Paulo going to Ecuador to play LDU on Thursday. Also on Thursday, Flamengo hosting Estudiantes, and tomorrow afternoon, the Argentinian matchup between Vélez Sarsfield and Rossi. 4 great matchups for me. I think it's going to be Vélez going to advance. Let's go. If you want to pick real quick, the teams are going to advance. So Vélez, Rossi, I'm picking Vélez to advance. River, Palmeiras, going Palmeiras. LDU, São Paulo, going São Paulo. Flamengo, Estudiantes, I'm going Flamengo.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with all those picks. It feels like Palmeiras probably has the most pressure, though, considering that.
Oh, yeah, so much. And now fans are mad with the coach, Abel Ferreira, because while there was on FIFA break, he was in Portugal for business that he didn't want to share with the media. And there was a lot of anger towards fans that feels like he not care about the team as much. I think it's a little unfair because, again, he's a worker from Portugal. He probably wanted to do as much as he could there with the strip. But Palmeiras has a lot of pressure. That's a great point you brought up.
100%. Should be an exciting round there in Copa Libertadores.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And what a podcast. What a podcast.
Absolutely, man. This has definitely been a fun one. A lot of sports going on here. on this the Ides of September. But for Gus Tomaselli in the DFW Metroplex, I'm Nick Hill from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Thank you so much for listening to episode 198 of Two Countries, Two Americas, All Sports. Have a great night. And all right, I think I'm just going to leave.